Hi, everyone. I am Mirabai Bush, and I'm here at home with you, at home in my home and in yours at the same time on Mindful at Home, which is a great title, even if we weren't all quarantined. Um, I um, I've been doing mindfulness for about 50 years now. In 1970, I learned it for the first time in India, and I've been practicing ever since. I'm a senior fellow at the Center for Contemplative Mind and Society, which is an organization that has brought mindfulness into many mainstream secular settings in this country. Um, we worked with lawyers and judges, with journalists and philanthropists, and we have a big program in higher education. And I developed a mindfulness-based emotional intelligence course for Google, which is now being used in many other businesses, many tech places, but others as well. So that's what I've been doing for the last 50 years. I've written some books, and I wrote a book recently called Walking Each Other Home, but I realized it's no longer relevant because we're all already home. I was the other day I tuned into John Lennon doing a little home concert. He was just sitting at his piano in his living room, just singing. It was really like being with him. I loved it. And then just before I got on, I just went past a page on CNN and I saw a picture of Madonna, who's doing a, talking from home program. She's in her bathtub with no clothes on. So there are many variations on this, and I'm hoping that today that being at home, we can appreciate the really positive aspects of being at home. We can be together like this. It's really cool. And we don't have to focus so much on the strange alienation that sometimes arises when you haven't seen another human for quite a while. Yeah, I'm seeing people coming on. So mindfulness, as you probably already know, it's a great practice. It's a great practice when you're just sitting and watching your breath. It's wonderful to be mindful in the garden and looking at a beautiful flower or eating a raisin or anything else. But times like these, well, I shouldn't say like these, I don't think there's another time like this, but times of difficulty are really what my teacher used to say, this is what you practice for when you have to face times like these. One of my early teachers, I asked him, why should we meditate? And he said, you should meditate to prepare for death. And I was quite young at the time, and I thought, well, I guess I don't have to do that for a while. But I was thinking this week that really what he meant was, you do these practices so that when it is a really difficult time, in whatever way, that they can help you. And mindfulness really can help. I've been just so aware this week and last couple of weeks, but I'm in the country in Massachusetts. It's snowing outside. That's why those windows look white. And so we've been quarantined for I don't know, a week or two so far, and I haven't been away from here or seen any other humans except my husband for 2 weeks now. And so I've really been looking at ways and what is it we're supposed to learn from this? And I've really been paying attention to how mindfulness can help you be aware of your thoughts and emotions and just catch your inappropriate responses to your thoughts and emotions more quickly than if you weren't being mindful. That I flew home from California about 2 weeks ago, and I went there for a weekend. I was on 6 planes. I was in 6 airports on 4 planes, in contact with a lot of people, and it was just when it was hitting Silicon Valley, and I got home, and 2 days later I started coughing. And each time I coughed, usually in the morning when I first woke up, each time I coughed, I'd start thinking, oh my God, I've got it. I've got the coronavirus. I'm going to get really sick. I'm old, so I'm probably going to die. And my mind would go on like that. Then I think, and I have thought a lot about being ready to die. And in many ways I am. But then I was thinking, oh, but I want to see my granddaughter Dahlia grow up. And then I started imagining her at different stages in her life and how I wouldn't be there to see that. And at a certain point, the mindfulness kicked in. I could see myself manufacturing these ideas and then getting really sad about something that wasn't happening and may or may not happen. I had no idea. And I caught myself and talked to myself, Mirabai, right here, right now, you just had a small cough. It was like clearing your throat and you're already dead in your mind. Just reel it in, relax, be here, right now. Well, that really helped. But of course, the thoughts came up at least every morning when I'd wake up and the cough would still be there. As it turned out, after about 10 days, the cough disappeared. And I never did have any other symptoms. But it was just a reminder of how our minds create these whole scenarios, and that mindfulness is so helpful in allowing us to look at what's going on in the mind, and then to no judgment, just to gently let it go. Just let it go and come back to the moment. What's really happening? You're comfy and warm in your bed, and you have a little bit of a cough, and you get to stay home all day. This is cool. So if you never thought mindfulness was really that important before, now's the time to really appreciate it. And in the process, it's so important at this time to be kind to yourself. There's so many ways when we're just alone with ourselves so much, and we're out of our usual routines and connections and people who feed back to us a positive sense of who we are and what we're doing. Be kind to yourself. You're probably, going to disappoint yourself in various ways because this is a strange time and you weren't prepared for this. So just, be kind. Remember, you're human. Of course, you're not going to do it perfectly, although at another level, it is perfect. I guess I don't have any answers to this situation we find ourselves in which we are so aware of the suffering of so many people. I find myself, when I even see a healthcare worker begging for masks on the TV, I find myself just, my heart's breaking, and when I see all those great Italians singing out their windows, I just feel I feel so connected and appreciative of them. I think that's the basic teaching here, is that we are interconnected. And you can always say that, but it's now we know. I mean, we are all vulnerable. We're all vulnerable to this virus. It's passing from one to another of us. Whether I stay in my house will affect whether somebody else gets this virus and gets really sick or not. It's that awareness of the way in which we are so connected to each other. And I think that even though there's a negative aspect to that now, the contagion aspect, but there's also a really positive aspect that we are all connected. We're all here for each other, and that we can support each other in all kinds of different ways, even when we're not in physical presence of each other. Excuse me. So I've been going out for a walk once a day. I'm privileged that I live out in the country, so I can walk out of the house. I think of so many of you in apartments in the city where it's really hard to get outside and be away from people at the same time. So every day I go for a walk, and it's New England, so usually I walk, if I see somebody, people will nod or maybe wave a little, but I notice now there aren't that many people. Maybe I see like 4 or 6 people on an hour-long walk. But everybody wants to acknowledge each other and say, like, great day for a walk, or how are you doing with this? Or, weird times, huh? And then they just walk on. But it's different. They want to say, I'm here, you're there, and we are both here together in some way, and we're going through this together, and we are. I also noticed that when friends call, which is more frequent, they want to talk for a long time. And, we've gotten used to like making arrangements on the phone or checking in about one important thing. But now it reminds me of, I don't know, a long time ago when people used to hang out on the phone and talk about whatever is arising. And everyone seems to be wanting to do that. It's interesting, and it's us all figuring out how to be human together at a time when we can't touch each other or just even be in the same room with each other. So I thought I'd do a few practices we can do together that have to do with our interconnection and encouraging a loving interconnection and appreciation of each other, how we are all in this together, and we all are suffering in different ways, and we all want to be happy. We don't want to be sick. We don't want to die. So I know that the people have been doing these practices for thousands of years, and because it helps them be calm, quiet, more peaceful, more focused, but also by tuning in to the place where we know we are connected. We remember that we're connected. We can feel that we're connected. That gives us a much stronger sense of security in the best way on the planet, a sense of being here, and that it's right that we're here, and it's right that we're here right now at this time, and it awakens our compassion so that we want to help each other in whatever way we can. So when I walk, I do a practice that I learned from a Vietnamese mindfulness teacher named Thich Nhat Hanh. And, this practice you use words in this practice. And sometimes the basic mindfulness practice where you are mindful of your breath to develop it is, of course, the essence practice. But sometimes it's subtle when your mind is all over the place because you're worried or you're just thinking or whatever. It Using words sometimes to bring your attention to the words can make it a little bit easier. It gives your mind a little something to do. So in this practice, I use it when I'm walking, but you can also just do it sitting in your chair and breathing. And so it goes like this. Breathing in, I have arrived. Breathing out, I am home. And you find that in the most surprising ways sometimes, that wherever you are, if you are centered and calm and peaceful and aware, then you're home. So let's do that for a few minutes together, mostly in silence. I'll begin it saying, breathing in, I have arrived. Breathing out, I am home. I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived. I am home. I have arrived. I am home. And there's a sister practice to that one, in which you acknowledge that the more centered and calm and peaceful you become, the more healing it is for yourself and for others. This doesn't mean that you don't also take action to take care of yourself and help relieve the suffering of others. But it's a practice that reminds us that in as much as we can be resting in that mindful awareness, more helpful we can be. So this also, we say, breathing in, I heal myself. You're taking in the world to heal yourself through the breath. And then breathing out, I heal others. Or if you bring someone to mind, you can say, breathing out, I heal you. So breathing in, I heal myself. You just feel that breath fill your body. And then breathing out, I heal others. Or I heal you. Breathing in this cool, nourishing, clean, virus-free air. Breathing in, I heal myself. Breathing out, I heal you. And now, let's do a short loving kindness practice where we send love, kindness, friendship, just good thoughts for well-being to ourselves and to others. We start with, well, toward the beginning, we send mindfulness to ourselves, because the understanding is that in as much as I can love myself, to that extent I can love others. That if I'm really not at home with, I'm really struggling with caring for myself, disapproving myself, all those things. It's really hard to love anybody else, or even to wish kindness and friendship to anybody else. So this practice begins with experiencing care for yourself and then sending it to others. So, and it's a great thing to do when you're alone, because the other person does not have to be in the room with you for you to just intend that you send love and that they receive it. So let's begin. Let's begin with some basic mindfulness of the breath, and then I'll lead you into the rest of the practice. And the practice involves, unlike basic mindfulness practice, which is silent, essentially, you're just watching your breath. This practice, I'll be saying phrases and you'll be silently repeating them. But if the phrases don't resonate with you, it doesn't feel exactly right, just make up your own. The idea is to just send kindness and care out into the world, which needs it now. So begin by, again, checking your body, making sure your feet are planted on the ground, your back and your neck and your head are lined up. And either with your eyes closed or in a soft gaze, begin this practice by bringing to mind a time when you felt easy love for someone. It can be a friend or a lover or a grandparent or a child or a puppy. Just allow that feeling you have when you're feeling really easy love for someone. So allow that to fill your body, breathing it in and out. And now, bringing to mind an image of yourself, either yourself sitting here right now, or an image of yourself at any time in your life, even as a child or a baby. You just want to bring yourself to mind. And um, sometimes it's a little tricky, but um, just, just yourself and with no judgment, just as the image appears. And then calling up that feeling of sweet love and breathing in and out as if you were breathing in and out this warm love. And um, either repeating these phrases or others. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. I want to be happy too. May I be happy. May I be strong and healthy with a thriving immune system. May I be safe. Safe here at home and safe in the whole world. And just imagining care for yourself, holding yourself, just befriending yourself, just the way you would a friend who you really care about. Just breathing in and out kindness and love. May I be happy. And now bring to mind someone in your life who is easy for you to love. Someone who's been good to you, who's helped you along the way. Maybe someone who's been kind to you during these last weeks. And again, breathing in and out, and sending kindness and friendship and care and love. May you be peaceful and happy. May you be strong and healthy. May you be free from all physical, mental pain and suffering. May you be safe. And now, imagining, if you will, the net or circle of people who are together at this moment, drawn together into this meditation we're doing together. There are lots of people who've tuned in, and we're all together. So amazing. And so imagining that as a great, beautiful network, beautiful spider web or a circle, and to all of us, sending love. May you all be happy and peaceful. May you all live through this time with as little suffering as possible. May you be strong and healthy. Or recover as quickly as possible. May you experience joy and peace and laughter. May you learn whatever it is you can learn from this time. Breathing in and out and sending your thoughts and care to this group, all of us. May you all be loved. And then, when you are ready, open your eyes, come back into the room you're in, or the room you're looking at. And may we all do our best through these next weeks and take care of each other. Call your friends, send them notes, and be happy. Bye. I love being with you.